Welcome to another episode of The Adventures of Danny and Mike, wherein the fellas discuss taking meat shots, free ballin' poolside, and ranch water from the source. Now play the music, Torchy.
You know, they have these things now, I can't remember what they're called, but they're like little plastic platforms that the drink, it's one piece of plastic and the drink is in the bottom. And then all around the drink is like the holder for the hot dog and the fries. And so you're just carrying around this big, like, plastic weird thing full of fries.
Oh, it's got everything.
It's to help
so you
people
can walk around.
It's to help people walk and graze at the same time.
I don't mind that.
A built-in drink.
It doesn't look
dog
like you
stand.
mind it.
No, if I was walking and grazing, Michael, I'd probably be a little bit thinner if I was standing in one place and then eating. I think we're 30 seconds into the podcast.
Yeah,
You shouldn't eat over the garbage and watch TV.
We never in our history of this podcast has there been an earlier fat joke.
Yeah, this wins.
We'll have to check back to the archives on that.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
Jeremy hasn't even said.
Welcome to the Adventures of Danny and Mike. To my right, Mr. Michael C. Morona.
Maybe that's what's different, just
it's
the positioning.
flip-flopped. To his right, Mr. Danny Tamborelli.
A.K.A. Tony Paco's Pickles and Peppers purveyor.
I'm going to hold off on...
peas.
Yeah, I'm going to hold off
Oh,
on
you're tired of getting made fun of?
Yeah. They're very good. Thank you, Jeremy. The Tony Paco's Pickles and Peppers were very good.
They were
delicious.
pretty good. They were pretty good.
I hope they were better cold than they were room temp.
You'll never know.
So, how are you, gentlemen? I'd like to talk more about Nathan's if you want to do that. Cause,
we're very happy having just stuffed ourselves full of good food.
Yeah,
over the weekend.
We are. Mike and I are on a quest for like hangout time. Most hangout time. What did you say it was last episode? You said
consecutive cool hangs caught. CCHC.
Right. Well. The CCHC is about...
It's burgeoning. This number
Thursday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We're at 8.
Now he sounds like Apollonia.
We're like 8 out of 10 days together.
He sounds like Apollonia.
8 out of 10 days we've spent together.
Apollonia, no!
That's, and how about, could you do 10 of 10? I think we did this before, too, where we tried to figure out what you think your maximum, the over-under is.
We might choke each other out, but for money.
That's true. That's good theater. You should have added that to your Austin agenda.
No. The Austin
I'll put it in my bio.
Yeah. Well, so you guys, for the second time in a row, went somewhere and...
Yeah, we flew. For second time in a row, we flew.
We finally... When we started this podcast 4 years ago, we had a thing on here, an adventure that we never accomplished.
Right.
That we finally got to accomplish this trip.
Which was?
We wanted to get an ice cream truck and give ice cream to people in the streets.
And somebody paid us to do that. That's amazing.
And instead of us paying to do it, we got paid to do it.
Yeah. And now we're talking about it just like it was a real life adventure.
It was a real life adventure. That's the whole thing. That's the coolest thing about it. We really got to do that.
So what was the whole? I'm out of the loop, but what was the whole? It was a promo for the Nick Splat.
Or it wasn't even a promo. It's a segment part of it. So we did this thing on Nick Splat that was like a P&P reunion where they ran episodes of the show, and then in between there were like little interstitials with Mike and I talking about all sorts of stuff.
Old things, trying to
reminiscing.
Right.
Mostly nostalgia.
You'll have to go
Mostly
rewatch.
Nostalgia stuff, but then they were like,
there were also memories.
Stuff.
There was memories. There was some remembrances, and I also there was some.
There were a couple. There were a couple in memoriams.
There were recalling for Gary the Lizard.
For Gary the Lizard and Adam West, man. R.I.P. Adam West.
Man, that was rough.
Principal Schwinger, man.
Yeah, that was your profile picture for quite some time.
Yeah.
Adam West. And
give the devil horns.
It's like Je suis Adam, I believe it was.
What a life that guy lived, though. I was watching Netflix is bringing out the Batman movie from the 60s. And so I saw a trailer for that where he's trying to hide a bomb or trying to get rid of a bomb on the dock, and he's running all around. He tries to throw it here, and then there's two lovebirds like in a paddle boat, like, and then he tries to go over there, and there's like two nuns walking, and he can't do that. So
can't blow up the nuns.
So good, yeah.
Oh man.
But so that was a
what a crazy career, you know.
Yeah,
and he got weird with us. Then he got really weird with Seth MacFarlane.
I don't remember him getting weird.
I mean, his Principal Schwinger is a pretty intense character.
You know him pretty much not in that episode at all.
Oh yeah, I know. I remember. I'm sorry. So that's why you didn't watch much of it. But if you did watch it, you would know that it is quite the episode.
Oh yeah.
And, Adam West was just crushing.
Yeah.
And to mess around with him like that in a professional way, clearly.
Yeah, I wonder what
he doesn't have. It was professional,
right?
Consensual. I mean, professional.
What? I wonder if because is he still on Family Guy? You think? I don't even know. I mean, I'm sure
he's still the mayor.
Yeah, I wonder what they're gonna do. That should be a good little tribute.
I hope they don't do the thing like they did with The Sopranos and digitally put the face on him.
I didn't really watch Sopranos, but I get the gist. I guess.
The actress who played Livia, Tony's mom.
Oh, really?
Passed away.
Oh, no kidding. So they
took some older footage of her and just digitally masked it onto a person.
Wow.
You'll look at it sometime and say, "Wow, that looks weird." Yeah.
And that was a long time. Like now, our buddy Aaron Schwartz is
also masked his face onto Livia Soprano.
No. His face wasn't. It was Kurt Russell. No. Who's in
Escape from L.A.?
No. Who's in Guardians of the Galaxy 2? Who's the?
He was Ricky Raccoon. He was Rocky Raccoon.
This is killing me.
He was the Bible. He was Gideon's Bible.
Either way, he's the body double for a young whoever.
Okay,
and that's it. They did the same thing, but I would imagine that now in 2017 it looks a lot cooler,
right,
than it would have looked in 2000
era. Right.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
It wasn't good. I don't remember that though. I don't remember it.
You don't?
No, I don't remember seeing it. Oh.
That was a good thing we learned about Viscardi this weekend.
Which was?
He likes The Sopranos and hates Journey. Wasn't that sweet?
Yeah.
We saw a few more friends from the Pete and Pete world this weekend.
Yeah, we back to back Pete and Pete stuff and other Nickelodeon people.
Yeah,
Danny Cooksey.
Yeah, not just our
your shorts.
Not just our island, but neighboring island chains. David Leisure, Kelly Brown, who owns several boutiques in Montauk. If you're out there, I don't know why you would be. It's a long way away.
It's so beautiful. So beautiful. Probably.
So beautiful. Kelly and I immediately connected on the old Montauk Highway and driving it. And I'm not sure. We don't hang out enough, so I can't say if we ever talked about the Montauk Highway before.
I doubt it. I would venture to guess that was your first old Montauk Highway talk.
With Kelly.
Yes. So you can speak about it with other people.
No, it's
a very fun road.
Oh yeah, it really resonates.
So back to the truck. You were what?
We were handing out.
It was a promo though for something.
We were handing out.
It was just a segment for the block of Pete and Pete stuff.
We did a television festival in Austin and
ATX Fest.
There you go.
If you notice, there were people, young ladies in younger tank tops. The show Younger, going down the street, also handing out ice cream. But I think that ours was received better because
it was blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, who doesn't want a blue tornado bar coming out of the Tasty truck? I mean, I feel like that's like if you're in the know, if you know what that means, then I think that would be pretty cool. I mean, it was pretty cool. I was pretty psyched about it.
You guys had one of the bars?
I did not. I had the color on my hands though.
From hanging them out.
I ate a bar.
And were these
You did not eat a bar.
I did too.
You did?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I feel good.
You've been in pain since then. Don't lie.
No. I've only been in pain since this morning.
Oh, when you knew we were going to start recording?
It's been a long weekend. Because Texas, particularly Austin, is a very vibrant.
You know what?
city.
Nobody told you to drink that much. Nobody
Doesn't matter.
Nobody twisted your arm.
Hey, and I was up and ready to go, and smile on my face, and was professional the
Work
whole
hard,
time.
you play hard.
That's exactly right.
Bow, bow, bow,
That's
bow.
my.
But I got in late on Thursday night, and then stayed out late because also the hotel we were staying at is like right next to this street called Rainy Street, which is like sort of a newer like bar section of town, and
It was jumping, is what
it
you're
was
saying.
very jumping. It was mostly, I feel like it was mostly like bachelorette party central. But it was like on Friday and Saturday night, I felt like I was back in college. Like
Really?
it was like that. Yeah.
Because he was looking everywhere and seeing round diplomas.
on slices of wood. How many?
Tacos?
No, how many rings?
No,
does
so
your
many
diploma
tacos
have?
though. Oh God.
Queso dip?
that before.
Queso dip.
I bet. Did you have queso in Texas?
Yes.
Oh boy.
A couple times.
Yeah.
Fried chicken. Got all kinds of stuff.
Here's another discovery. That you guys were talking about was the ranch water. You found somewhere that actually served ranch water, right?
we did.
That's super dope.
Not only that, now I have the recipe, so I'm gonna mix some.
The real one, the real recipe. Now,
Well, I mean,
right?
this was from a bar.
Right.
Now I have the real recipe, so I can mix them for anyone at all who happens to want one.
Yeah.
God bless him.
That's right. Well, while you guys were having fun in Texas, I was representing you well in the
You went to the Met
Flushing
game?
area.
How
Yes.
was the Met game?
That game was great. Lots of Nathan's, if we could circle back. Lots of Nathan's French fries were had. My family was in town, so they had
You were like the cool
helmet.
Can
full
you
of
tell us
nachos.
about being the cool uncle? Like all the things you got to do with your nieces and nephews.
Snore
or just
more
your
about
nephews?
Austin.
Yeah.
Because you see, I mean, I never
It's
had.
weird.
I grew up outside of New York City. I could get there whenever
Right.
I wanted to.
Right.
I didn't have like my uncle lived in San Francisco, so that was like a cool like new city that my family would go to. But I didn't have like a cool uncle to be like, hey, come stay in my apartment in
Right.
Brooklyn for
the reason-
a week,
Right.
And just like here, run amok. Like
Yeah.
that's a pretty. I mean, you're
Right.
you're
The good
you're
thing
touching
is-
your nephews and not in the wrong way.
Let's
Like you're
rephrase.
giving I'm
Yeah.
going to say that that's a pretty cool thing.
Well, my aunt did that for me. So, I mean, not in New York, but it was Florida. I know Mike loves Florida, but she would, for
We
our
just lost Florida.
senior graduation present, she would fly us to Florida and we would hang out on the beach. So that sort of started the whole thing. And then my mom did a thing where when they turned 10, they could come here. So they had been here before, but this was the first time it was just hanging out with Uncle Jeremy, which was a lot of pressure that I didn't kill 3 kids or lose them or.
Again, you're going with the double negative as opposed to saying, I took them here, I took them there, we did this, we
That's
did
true.
that. Instead, you're saying
glass-
they didn't come back maimed.
The glass,
Yeah,
the glass was half full, I guess.
Come on. Yeah, where'd you
it was
go?
great. I mean,
Did you take them to the Botanic Garden?
No, we were going to go see the butterfly exhibit in Manhattan. We didn't get to do that, but we saw a Mets game. We went to the Alamo, which I hadn't been to yet. Saw Get Out.
The Alamo is in Texas.
Austin.
It's the
Yeah.
original, yes, but I went to the
Austin,
newest.
San Antonio.
Oh, right. No, they had
No,
it
it's
moved.
Austin.
No, they had it moved because of after Adam Stern became commissioner.
No, it's the original's in Austin, right?
Yeah, pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure. Do you want to do a fact check?
No,
First
no,
fact
I
check
believe
the
you.
episode.
I believe you. I'm sorry.
No, it's too late. It's in.
But so we did that. Alamo is super cool. If you haven't seen Get Out, you should try your best to see it in theaters. It was just jaw dropping. It was so good. Have either of you watched that or no?
No.
Yeah, I saw it in the theater and it's worth it.
I loved it.
Go see it.
Dan, you should stop what you're doing, take off the headphones, and run
Stop podcasting.
to your local movie theater. So yeah, we did stuff like that. We did a Red Hook day where we just,
You swam around and came up underneath a surgical mask
Right.
like I did.
right. We went and checked out. And I showed him Sonny's, all the classic spots in Red Hook and lots of my high school. The one that was graduated high school, he is just now into coffee the last year or two. And so
Insufferable.
we went to I showed him all my coffee spots and that was top of his list. But yeah, all around it was fun. I mean, it was like a big sleepover and they had fun and I had fun and it was a lot of responsibility though that I've never really. Mike's hand is raised. Yes, go ahead, Mike.
One question, Jeremy. Did any of them sleep on the podcasting studio couch that we're now working on?
Yes. The youngest, the junior high graduate, slept right where Danny is. Yes. There were very favorable reviews of the sleeping. So, if either of you have trouble,
Dual purpose.
domestic problems.
Domestic problems.
This is not only a podcast couch, but a domestic quarrel couch.
Everybody funny, now you funny too.
But Mets game was good. They lost, unfortunately, but we had really amazing seats.
They took 2 out of 3 from the Cubs, right?
A day game. I hadn't been to a day game at the Mets Stadium ever, I don't think. It's always evening games.
No way.
Day games, man. They're
Super dope, yeah. The crowd was less drunk, I think.
$6 seats, you said?
Yeah, $8, 30 rows from the field. Pretty good. Go support the Mets. Even though I'm a Reds fan, and I think you should support them as well. But man, the Mets, it was pretty good.
Did not procure any cheese down there to bring back to make queso dip.
You thought about it. We stopped on the way out of town. We stopped at this place to get tacos and queso. And you thought about it. You're like, do you think I could get this on? I was like, if you have less than 4 ounces, you are not getting that on.
If you had Velveeta slices, you could do it.
Right. If there was semi-solid. Like, how much does it have to congeal
you'd have to
be a solid? Can I just wait here until it congeals and then I can fly? No problem?
What's the difference? I mean, I've had it in. Actually, I don't know if I've had it in Austin, but it's just real cheese melted down instead of like Velveeta.
It's just so good.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what.
Nobody said what. Nobody said what it was in.
I got some that had like peppers in it and like guacamole in it.
Did you have any green chilies when you were there from New Mexico?
Just in the queso, not separately.
Sometimes you'll find several spots that have.
And Richard came up and gave us them shots of his ghost pepper vodka out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, this guy. Yep. We'll send us some.
Just snuck
send
up
us some tequila.
Yeah.
Mail,
another good internet stranger to give out Jeremy's address to.
Yeah, let's not do that. No, you're holding your hands for high fives.
Don't do it.
I'm ushering them away.
Oh, I gave myself a high five. Too late.
Sandwich five.
Just seemed to be the whole theme of the Austin weekend was we just had to like
drink a lot.
Well, we had a panel with the people from Hey Dude and Salute Your Shorts, and that was like the festival part, and then everything else was stuff that we had to shoot for Nick, and it just the days didn't go very long. Like we were up early and like finished early, so there was a lot of time after work to
shenanigans.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a town. It feels like you have to go out and have fun, and we did. Each night we did, and we did different things too. We got to see lots of cool stuff. Austin's a cool city, man, and I can't believe I'd never been there before.
There was some kind of gathering of motorcyclists while we were there.
Yeah, it was called Rot Fest or something.
And Republic of Texas, and my feeling was that scene from Pee-wee's Big Adventure
he knocks over on
was shot in Austin during that because he goes, the stars are bright at night, deep in the heart of Texas,
Yes.
So I have to figure that he was somewhere in Austin for some of that stuff. Maybe he's in San Antonio. Does he go to the Alamo?
Okay.
You've been to which is superior? Have you been to both? I mean, you've been to San Antonio.
I've been to San Antonio.
It's different.
I was a little kid though.
Yeah, same.
It's different, but I mean, Austin's sort of more of my speed because of the music thing and the sort of the
we saw
politics.
The politics.
We saw some good live music.
Yeah, man. There's lots of music happening all over the place. We went to this really great place, Continental Club, which seemed like a pretty like old school.
I didn't buy a T-shirt.
Bar, and it was Howlin' Wolf's birthday, so they just had like a ton of bands just going through playing like short sets, just like tribute stuff. And it was awesome.
Yeah, we bounced for a while.
Yeah, it seems similar to Memphis. When we drove across the country, Memphis and Austin seems sort of similar as far as the strips go.
I feel like more like Memphis and Nashville, like in terms of like Beale Street and Broadway are similar.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, rows of music bars.
Right.
like all the way down, and one like Nashville's all country western.
That's what I remember.
Primarily, and then Memphis is all just like blues, and then
we could hear all kinds of guitar and stuff coming from everywhere.
You're just walking down the street and everyone's playing music everywhere. Right. So I ended up probably listening to a dozen bands, and we only paid
for 4 of them.
Membership has its privileges. Yeah, I dig Austin. I'm a fan. I haven't been back in years, but when I went there, that was the same thing. You just hear. Well, that's why I thought Memphis was a sort of a similar thing, where it was like you just hear
chili queso dip.
Yeah, man. I mean,
As soon as those
the
green
food there was real good. Barbecue was good. Everything was good. I mean, I'm sure I gained over 5 pounds because I'm feeling extremely lethargic today.
And you have a pain in your abdomen.
And I have a mild pain in my abdomen, but I think that's just how I slept last night, because I slept hard and I woke up in a weird position.
Were you on the? Did you not tell me you were on the podcast couch? Did you get kicked?
No. Kate's not at home. She was in Pennsylvania this weekend trying on wedding dresses.
Whoa.
Yeah, man.
It's really happening.
That's happening.
What do you think? You're going to go see Ween play Billy Joel songs in Bethlehem, PA?
I mean,
kind of a wedding warm-up?
Wedding warm-up.
Rehearsal warm-up dinner? Don't they have like warm-ups for the rehearsal dinner now? Don't they have like blocking rehearsals for the rehearsal?
I hope not. Dinner? No, I don't want any part of that. I want a rehearsal dinner for an hour the day before.
We go see Ween.
Go hang out that night with everybody. Not get too schnockered, so I'm not feeling crappy. And not smoke any weed the day of. That's a rule. Kate says you're not allowed to smoke weed. And I said, why would I want to smoke weed on our special day? In the back of my mind, I'm like, oh man, I gotta get the vape pen or something for earlier in the day.
Dude, secondhand vapor is not good for kids.
Secondhand vapor is not good for kids? I don't have any kids.
I'm saying, like, it's not good for anybody. Secondhand vapor is not good for people.
I think that you're making a joke, and I'm not sure that's
not accurate. Not accurate. I'm being dead serious.
You're talking about cigarette stuff that has all sorts of other stuff.
Yeah, but
this is not. This is CBD oil. So this is nothing else is in this.
CBD oil.
Nothing else is in this.
For the listener, we're not gonna.
For the listener, I'm holding my vape pen in my hand.
And I do not approve.
Mike does not approve.
Well, we're not getting married.
Listening.
Yeah, because my mom is going to be at the show on July 2nd.
No, you can't have any of this. If you're talking shit about it, why would I give you the thing that you're like, I don't want secondhand vape smoke's bad for everybody.
Yeah, you know what?
So let me smoke it and then I'll blow it in your face. You know, I'm Michael C. Morona.
There's those guys that are really.
No, it doesn't sound like that.
Yeah, there's those guys who have the ones that are really like. They look like robot penises.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the
those
age-old vape joke, right?
Mm-hmm. They're those guys that suck on the robot penises, and I guess it's some girls too. But the way they clasp them is like so. They really just cradle them in their hands.
Vapor's gonna vape,
and
Vapor's got a vape.
And I was hanging out right before. I was hanging out right before security, downing my final queso dip and watching all these.
Were you doing that?
I walked in because I walked in and I was like, oh, these freaking, strawberry shortcake, cotton candy, freaking vapor clouds are blowing around. The circus and the state fair's here. It smells like freaking peanuts, popcorn, and cotton candy. And there's just like 5 hardcore kids sucking on robot dicks, blowing clouds at each other. And so I walked into security and sat down, almost security, and sat down just to have my queso dip. And then they all marched by, still smelling like the breakfast cereal aisle in the supermarket. And then I was wondering, like, what do all these digital dicks do? Do they power down and retract into themselves when they go through security?
Here's a possible $1,000 idea.
Can you carry 3.5 ounces of, Honey Nut Cheerios?
Yeah, that's on the no-fly list now. It's vapes. You're not allowed to bring them on the plane.
That's good.
But I'm sure it happens.
What were you going to say, Jeremy?
Well, I was going to say that what if there was queso flavored vape? Would you? Would you?
You are so right. I'm stuck in a quandary. I'm stuck in a quandary.
Yeah. Queso flavored, or there's like Nutella flavored.
No, I would never. No, I would never. That's just so disgusting.
I just like the idea of Mike getting pissed off by a cloud of
Robot dick vape.
robot dick vape, and then like immediately just standing there looking at the line to security while he's eating his chips and queso.
Queso
like,
running down his
I'm
chin.
just I don't like these people. They're messing up my whole queso flavor profile.
No, we got there in plenty of time. As you remember, we gave ourselves plenty of time. Nisa got us.
We did get there in plenty of time.
Lanice was the best driver. I met her on Thursday night. She picked me up from the airport, and then she took Dan and I back to the airport. And
I gave up a car ride from someone else because she seemed to be a real fan. She was a real fan. She asked me how I made made Petunia dance, and I was like, "How do you?" She was just very excited.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess there's some skill to it, or some, you had to
it's just
touch your arm.
It's forearm and wrist movement.
You'd think so, but
combined.
the first few times we just jammed his finger in the sockets. He was like 7. So
I didn't know how to use my forearm and wrist yet.
That was when you were buried, so you couldn't fight back.
in the hole.
Yeah, you're in the hole.
What else? We had so many good little.
There were some
tidbits.
vapors.
Some what?
There were some vapors.
What do you mean?
There's some people wearing fedoras.
Oh yeah.
Any Chads? You spot any Chads? Or?
Oh, dude, our hotel was filled with Chads.
Oh yeah, it was
man.
Chad City.
Was it Chad?
Rainy Street. No, I think Rainy Street brings a lot of Chads out there. But
I like
the places were still
in
fine.
you.
Like it was still fun to be at. It wasn't like being, in the meatpacking district and being like, this is a bunch of Chads and I will never ever hang out here again.
It was still.
This was still
Unless it's free.
this was still fun. I mean, it wasn't free. I was. Still
I'm saying unless
fine.
it's free. No. You're not going to go to the meatpacking district unless it's free.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm too old for that.
If you can get into the slab, for
No,
free
just saying,
on a Saturday night.
No, but
the
the difference is you walk around there and like you're kind of like, I'm not sure this isn't my kind of scene.
No, it's like
Rainy Street.
I'm not attractive.
Rainy Street is like I'm maybe not interested in everybody that's hanging out here, but the bars are fun and the food is great.
Yeah.
So the atmosphere was a much different,
Right.
The bicycle cops are friendly.
Bicycle cops were friendly. Yep.
The petty cabs are aggressive.
Yeah, everybody wants to know if they can take you where you're going.
Shit, that's not well in New York. That's not cheap either, right? It's $1 a mile or $1 a block or something.
Who cares? They're working hard,
Yeah, $1 a block.
and plus they're not. They can.
Not cheap.
They can.
Well,
make,
if you're going Avenue blocks, then you're getting the deal.
yeah. So go west, young man. That's the-
Just always go west. Always go west on a ped bike.
They had they have a bike sharing rental system similar to the shitty bike that we have in New York City, but I was surprised I didn't see too many people on bikes as opposed to Chicago. We saw plenty of people on bikes.
Lots of people on bikes. Yeah, well,
Great-
they have
great weather.
They have divvy bikes there.
Texas is
As well, I'm saying
spread out a
Austin.
little more.
Austin also has a bike share service.
But they said
okay.
it was a big bike city. We were when we were shooting the first day. We had this guy Tank who was a law enforcement officer.
To keep you guys safe from all the...
Yeah, from all like the crazy super
Screaming.
fans and all the stuff. It's just like you can't even walk down the street without getting your clothes ripped off. It's just like oh.
I didn't bring enough clothes, so we had to. Anyway, Tank, you saved us, man.
Should have bought that shirt from...
Oh, well, speaking of no clothes,
The Continental.
Let's cut to Sunday. Let's cut to yesterday,
Okay.
and we don't have to leave until 3:30.
You'll notice I'm
And
just
we went
making
to-
eye contact
we went
with
to-
you.
We
I
went
know-
to
I do for the
we went to
listener.
brunch. Had a lovely brunch.
Oh, such a good
Let's see.
brunch. I got pictures.
He
Did you get queso?
became the brunch king because he absolutely got the best meal.
destroyed.
Oh, really?
Out of everyone,
I
he had
destroyed
waffles that
brunch.
were really good and some chicken sausage.
Here's the question. Can you be crowned a king if I'm not in your presence?
No, you
If it's
can't.
not
You
us
can't. And
three.
nobody else gave a shit. It was a
Right.
self-proclaimed thing, and I ate some of his waffles and his chicken sausage, and it was
Right.
better than mine. So ipso facto, he was the king of brunch. That's how it happened.
Everybody did well though at that brunch. We all scored.
A very good place called Josephine's House. I don't know what neighborhood in Austin it's in, but
Yeah.
it's like
Good brunch spot.
It's really cool. Yeah, it's a good spot. It's weird. A lot of places in Austin are like houses that they just convert into like commercial spaces. That place, Rainy Street, is full of that. That Josephine's House was just like that too.
Right.
But the place where we had Ranch Waters was one of Dan's pet peeves because the place was called Ranch 616.
Sure was.
And the address was
616.
Yeah.
Nuncy
Ranch
Street.
Yeah. So
Not Ranch
But
Street.
wait.
But it wasn't six. Yeah, because they put ranch in front of it, that negates the whole thing.
Like
put
Vario
takes one word.
408?
It just takes, Vario 408. It's fine. It could be 408 Fifth Avenue, but now
I think your scoring system is just completely. I just don't understand it.
That's fine. You don't have to understand it. It's my thing.
33 West.
It's my thing, not yours. No,
I'm just
that's
saying.
the street. That has nothing to do with where we played.
Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Danny's getting very
Continuing.
Back to dunking.
Continuing.
back to the brunch.
We go back to the hotel and we're just hanging out at the hotel bar, and it's very hot and very warm. I'm wearing black jeans and a black shirt because I'm not, I don't do well with the sun to begin with, so I'm just hanging out a little bit. This guy, we're at the pool, right? The
bar pool.
The bar pool.
Bar.
There are many lovelies.
Many ladies all over the place. There was a couple who obviously was like, they were in cheerleading together, that this guy was like putting his girlfriend like up on his shoulders and then like hoisting her up by his hands, and like she's standing straight up.
Yeah.
Collegiate
and, like,
level, or do you think high school level?
At least high school.
Definitely at least high school level.
Some college.
That's always my answer.
There was a full bachelorette party at the end of the pool, and then Michael C. Marone decides he wants to get in the pool, and he doesn't have a bathing suit, and he takes his shorts off, and he goes in his boxers,
his yellow
bicycle boxers. Okay, so he's in his yellow bicycle boxers. And he doesn't have like a button or like anything. It's just no safety pin, nothing. And this dude double wraps himself with a towel, sits down by the pool, and then like sheds one, and he's still talking. I'm like, this guy's gonna really go in the pool. Like he's gonna go, and then he just like sort of like sneaks in the pool as he's taking off the second towel to be like, it's a little bit sneaky about it. This dude then like is swimming around, and he like gets back up on like the sill of the pool, and he's just like sitting there, and I can look and see like women and people like
and people,
women and other people,
different things.
women and other
Danny.
people.
The whispers together.
Dude, they were like head turns and some looking.
So he's saying I still got it at age 39.
I don't know if it's he still got it, but it's funny because he was like on opposite ends. It was like the bachelorette party, and then Mike there, and he like cover himself back up with his towels. I was like, you just gotta go over there, man. Just go over to that bachelorette party and be like, your stripogram has arrived, and get it going.
But did you have the tasty head with you? At the
No
show?
tasty head. But the best part about the whole story is that while he was just cruising around in the pool in his underwear, straight up in his underwear in front of everyone in the pool.
I'm below the water. I'm not in my underwear at that point.
No, I mean you still are, and you're he's treading water, and like his legs are like going in and out like that. Like it was just a sight to be seen.
I don't think it was.
It was funny, and a lot of people took notice of it, and I thought it was like, what? Like he's not going to get kicked out, but he could have gotten kicked out when he decided to take his boxers off to dry them because he doesn't have any boxers left and he needs to get on the plane. And so
I used up all my laundry. This was the last
then he
day
double bags his.
I just put two towels on and laid my wet boxers out on the boiling hot pavers
That's smart,
next to
though.
the pool.
Right.
Yeah.
But then he goes back by the pool and he's sitting down and he's got his feet in the pool and he's all doubled up, and I'm like, you got fucking butt naked under there, man. Like, what the fuck?
And then and then someone was laying down with his head resting back, so I just stepped over.
I threatened
every 80s.
and I threatened Mike. I was like, you better Chase quick pay me $1,500
That's
right
what I was
now,
gonna say.
or I'm gonna pull this towel off right now.
I ran over to a reserved bungalow and changed real quick.
Yeah, I was wondering if the TV sibling rivalry came into play at all.
I would never do that. But it was funny. He was sitting in the bar chair, and like the bar has like the stool has these little like metal things holding the cushions onto the bar stool. So
he
I'm
was
like
praying.
I was like, come on, just
praying.
get caught.
You would just like stretch,
just a little catch.
take a stretch and like put the towel on the edge.
He was praying.
Oh man.
Was there somebody watching out, like a lifeguard or like a security person?
no.
No.
Nobody cares.
This is an adult hotel bar. There's no
Bartender's
lifeguards.
closer than the lifeguard.
Yeah. Well, I just wondered if that were the case. What would be the protocol?
They would just the
ridding you from the property.
protocol would
It would
be
be
they'd
shaken,
throw,
not stirred.
They would throw 4 Lone Star 16-ounce cans into the pool for you to latch onto to stay afloat.
Wow.
So that was like
It's a great way to close out the weekend.
it was a good way to start and good way to close.
No.
It was it was something.
It closed with free balling and queso.
Free balling and queso. And on a Friday night or Saturday night, one of the people that we were there with, we were all going up to go to bed, and like the talent person who was with us was like, okay, you're gonna go to sleep now, like we gotta get up for the morning. I'm like, okay, we're just going to bed, and like got out on my floor waited for her to go and press down, got back in the lobby, and a couple of us went out and continued to go to the bar.
This was not me.
But no, you didn't do it, but it was it was a good moment of like, I felt like I was
Mom's away.
disobeying my parents. It's like, oh yeah,
flashbacked.
no, Mom, just going to bed.
He felt like he was slowly lowering down a sixer of slug beer to the to the grass.
That's comment.
Cut to interior Mike's room where he's fanning completely naked, fanning his drawers with a bed pillow.
No, they totally dried like a charm on the hot pavers that yesterday afternoon, and I basically left pretty clean from the room. I got some swag from the festival, and I bought like a 6-pack of cider when I first got there. We cooled it off and had it that day, and I had like a Topo Chico to go.
Yeah,
Sounds
man,
like all in all.
Topo Chico is a
great,
it's a big thing. It needs to come to the East Coast.
A Mineragua from
It's Mexican seltzer.
It's a Mineragua that's quite tasty.
Sodium?
And it's essential to making ranch water. So it's the ingredient to ranch water. Yeah, I'm saying that's what makes it ranch water.
And it's true. And it was weird because when we got the ranch waters,
When we got the ranch waters,
I mean, everyone, we were out with a bunch of people and we all got one, and we all got the drink, and then all of a sudden I keep seeing them putting these bottles of seltzer up on the bar. I'm like, what the fuck? So each of us got one in addition to our drink because
I managed to spill mine on myself.
Right, you keep watering it.
I took the podcast thing on the road. I spilled seltzer on myself in Austin. But it was also my ranch water, so I didn't have all of that last ranch water, which is good. I really saved myself. I went out, we had tequila drinks, and I am a human lightweight. I don't know if you know about that.
No, I know. To be for the listener, I'm surprised at the amount of alcohol Mike consumed without feeling terrible, and I think that's a testament to his.
It's the dad.
Soundboard.
Well, on Friday we did a bunch of press, and I guess Mike says testament to in a couple. He said it like once or
This
twice.
has been our thing since
I know
since LA.
Yeah. So I ended up saying it, and he scolded me.
I said Dan
your
can't
thing.
say my word.
Yeah. Can't help it though. Sometimes it's the right word to use. What's a synonym for testament?
Will people hire me as a human thesaurus?
I don't know. If you don't answer this question, then probably not.
Testimonial.
Testimonial.
No.
I'm gonna give that a 1 Danny groan.
It just gives it grumble. It just gives it a vaguely biblical sense that people really like. It has like this weight to it. The word testament.
I hear you.
Our buddy Josh Lay, who we
Shout
know
out
from
to Josh
Awful
Lay.
DJ, who's also now the head writer on The Splat.
And it was the New Jersey Devil for
He was also a New Jersey Devil
For a couple of years.
Yes, he was.
And that's not his first mascotting job.
No. He was also a mascot for the
Tennessee
Vols.
Vols,
Yeah,
yep.
he was a Tennessee Volunteer. mascot.
And that was, his hair was tragically rubbed off from a helmet of...
yeah, Josh doesn't have hair.
We love you, Josh, and and Danny was able to put a tattoo on you during the Mr. Tasty Head
yeah, he produces these things, and he always finds a way to sneak his way on. Like when we did the Double Dare one, he was on a team, and on this one, he comes in and I put a petunia tattoo on his bald head.
This is not bad, man. You know, there's one way to... There's one way to get your own.
I didn't bring any of those back. I also didn't get. We also gave out these cool pins that were just like Pete and Pete specific pins that had like a hat and other stuff. Yeah, I know. I didn't. I'm going to ask them to give me some.
Where are yours, Danny? I think mine are right here.
That's unfair, man.
Where are my pins? No, I left them in the free bag I got.
Spilling his entire bag of cash. Headphones.
It's just the
per diem in one. Oh man,
it was a good time. We
for the listener, Mike just blew his nose on a 20 because I guess Austin was.
I was thinking
he doesn't
very profitable.
give a fuck.
I know. I was thinking about how in that parking lot we had some great interactions, but
yeah. So when we were doing the Tasty Truck stuff, we were on the side, this street, like Main Drag, South Congress Street, and we were shooting, and at one point, like, the cops came by, and they didn't have... fucking ragtag team didn't have a permit to be shooting there.
Right.
So we got shut down, and they were like, oh, now what are we going to do? So we had to run through this parking lot that was, like, set up. There was, like, a stage and, like, a movie screen set up, and they backed the Tasty Truck up right in front of the...
we had lots
of
movie
fun. Screen, and we were just handing out blue tornado bars to people, making them do stuff for them. I made people dance for them.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a power trip. Actually, the biggest power trip was Morona, and he got to use the bullhorn, and he was just out of control. You did very well.
I thought I did good work.
You did great, yeah. Some of the stuff you were saying was hilarious.
And the whole time, a local musician was...
Like, yeah, sound checking.
Warming up, sound checking, tuning.
Spitting one-liners.
Yeah, she was like, and now I'm gonna... Who likes Pete and Pete?
It was...
She might have been a fan, but might not be a fan anymore.
By the end of the show.
It's weird that Austin has such strict laws on filming. It seems like New York or L.A.
I don't think they did. I think it was the fact that they were taking up spots on the main drag.
Gotcha.
That it was problematic.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
But
we got plenty of content.
Plenty of content. We gave a blue tornado bar to a woman who was working with a donkey or a little pony, and then the little pony ate the blue tornado bar.
Wow. She had a name. It was Fiona.
Oh, yeah, Fiona.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This guy can remember people's names and animals' names, like...
For the listener there.
What is that? What would you call that?
Well,
Little Bill and Ted?
Yeah, we talked about Bill and Ted. I'm completely the opposite, where I remember no one's name and can't remember anything else.
See, I remember faces. My name skills are not good. I know. Mike just nailed it. And you know what's funny is that the more I hang out with Michael, the more I like when he is remembering people's names. I'm trying to remember them, and I'm getting a little bit better, but I'm not as.
Is this something built into you, or do you have a trick? Like, do you do the hi?
No.
Hi, hi, Susan. My name is Mike. Susan, nice to meet you, Susan. You repeat it 3 times.
Not at all. Just when I saw Kelly, I was blanking for a minute. Kelly Brown, and I knew that I knew her. From another that she was from Hey Dude, and that we had done another thing together, but I couldn't put all of it together, and then. I remembered that we met up at the show that we did at the Y that was on my birthday. And that was the show you didn't do.
Right. Yeah. Because I wasn't around. Not because I didn't want to do it. You made it sound like I was like, you didn't do it.
I think
they didn't offer me nothing. The show that you were not in, and I remember meeting her on stage that day, and then it came back. I try to put all my memories with an emotional button. And that's what helps me remember them. Even just names or whatever, like, tough to say.
Okay.
Yeah, tough to say, but they're all in there.
We'll maybe make a Danny and Mike mini where Mike can explain a more in-depth...
Or you could just quiz me on people's names, and I'll just be like... I used to be able to name all the senators and shit.
Yeah,
I can't.
Because I watch too much C-SPAN.
Yeah.
Because I watch too much
There you
C-SPAN,
go.
not because this
well,
was
now
a
it's
thing.
I thought it was
a little
because you were
depressing.
just trying to meet all the senators. Remember their names.
That's when you were in the Young Senators Club of Brooklyn.
They were grooming
The
me.
YSA.
The YSA, our symbol is a rose.
Well, it sounds like you guys had a hell of a.
It was
trip.
a good trip, a very good trip. Nickelodeon treats us nice still, which is cool. What?
Tacos?
Tacos. What about them?
Did you have any while you were there?
Oh yeah, I ate an F ton of tacos. I ate a whole lot of
as you
tacos, and I hadn't eaten red meat in so long, and I eat red meat every day.
You
I
splurged.
saw Danny drink a shot of Al Pastor pork.
Yeah.
as well.
So the first night we get there, they got in earlier than I did. I got in kind of late, and I wanted to go walking around, get a beer, hang out a little bit, and eat some tacos. So we went and found this taco joint, and we like to say that you can judge a good taco place by how good their al pastor is, right? And we've done this before, Mike and I. So I ordered 2 of them, and I'm starting to talk to the guy who's making the tacos, this guy named Colby, and
Ooh, there you go.
I know, I'm serious, because I actually go out of my way
It's all
to
about
try.
yeah.
And Colby and I are like shooting the shit and talking about how much I love tacos, and I'm looking forward to this. And he's like, well, there's a new guy making the al pastor, and I'm not 100%.
Just try for yourself.
Yeah.
He was doing the classic Jeremy.
He's just kind of like, I just
half glass empty.
Yeah, he just didn't want to let me know that he thought he didn't like it, so he asked me to try it, and he gave it to me in like a little like salsa cup.
Right.
And Mike saw that and was like, "What are you doing? Are you taking
Shooters?
shots of al pastor?" And I was like, "Yeah."
What is it? That's like $53 a shot. It's more than Don Julio.
Oh man.
Well, what was the consensus? What do you think it was?
It wasn't. It was. There was no sweetness to it.
Okay.
There needs to be a certain amount of sweetness
Just
in an
needed
al
the pineapple.
pastor.
The pineapple had to mature. That's all.
Because you can
It
go.
was really spicy, and I mean, I did kind of like it, but then I was like, "It's not sweet." And he's like, "Yeah, I know. That's the problem." And I said, "Well, what are you known for? What do you like?" And he's like, "I like the brisket."
Yeah.
And then there was some like other like steak and something else. So I just got 1 and 1 of each, and they were wonderful, wonderful tacos. And my body was like, I ain't even seen red meat in a couple months.
I had a fried
Boy.
avocado taco, and I felt very good
Oh,
about
fried
myself.
avocado. That sounds. That's right up
That
my
might have
alley.
been a good compromise. You know what I mean? Both fried and healthy.
What do
Yeah.
they do? They bread it, or they just deep fry it?
I just eat it.
Yeah, I guess so.
So the thing I noticed at the bars, most of them that I went to when I was getting cocktails, I was getting old fashions mostly, but they had a brown derby, which is also something I like.
Give me one of them old fashions.
Right.
Give me.
But the brown derby should not be chilled usually, and everything in Austin, I guess, because it's Texas, it's hot. Everything has to be chilled. So I feel like,
Also bigger.
yeah, but it just sort of like, sometimes you want like, if a brown derby should be like Manhattan, it doesn't need to have ice in it.
Well, that's because it was invented in a normal climate, not in Texas. There are other the drinks like a ranch water, which were invented in Texas, and then you see that it's served sparkling with ice and a lime because
Right.
it's supposed to be
But-
refreshing.
You're saying
Maybe
it
it's
should
not-
be
maybe-
served
did it have
cool,
ice?
but not.
Do they have
ice?
ice?
I'm just saying, yeah, it could just be like, yeah, room, whatever. Like a Manhattan is served,
But
can be
which room? It's all subjective. Which room?
Right, you're right.
Whose room? Whose room we
It's
talking
gotta
about?
be your room.
Right?
But yeah, that was my one gripe. There were a couple of drinks that I was like, oh, this would be, oh.
Homer Simpson indicator.
No, there's not a Homer Simpson indicator. That's just a preferential taste indicator.
We hung out with our old friend Chris Viscardi, co-creator of Pete and Pete,
And his wife. And Lisa.
Lisa, and he is now VP of animation something at Nickelodeon, which is very cool.
nice.
If you're into Hey Arnold and Rocco's Modern Life,
Let him know.
You're welcome, says Chris Viscardi. Because
Yeah, he was a
he's
good-
putting all that good stuff together on his reboots.
An early taste fluencer, I believe, is the term.
Very nice.
Early adopt fluencer.
That's less nice. Yeah, that doesn't work as well. That's like
Favorite thing that you did in Austin?
Moi?
Yeah.
Getting
Does
nude.
the pool count? Besides the pool?
Sure.
Besides the pool?
No, you can say that's what you think.
Torchies.
Torchies. That was the taco joint we went to on the way
But
to the airport.
dancing that blue stuff at the kind of club, hearing a little.
I think that was my favorite.
Asked her for water, gave me gasoline, was pretty good. It was really great that it was a tribute show. So as soon as you walked in, they were playing songs that you knew, that you already knew.
We walked in and Wang Dang Doodle was going on, and you're just like, oh yeah.
Which is actually the problem with Dan Hotel Room too. I never visit him in his hotel room anymore
because I'm such a Wang Doodle.
No, because whenever I walk in, Wang Dang Doodle's going on, and he's like, "Oh yeah," and I'm like, "I'll come back later, dude. Wrap your towel, double your towels."
No.
I want to see you grumble. Or Grundle. Don't want to see your Grundle.
You don't want to see my Grundle, but you can
definitely
hear me grumble.
not after this weekend.
Right.
You don't want to see his
Texas,
Grundle.
yeah.
We cleaned up all around. I'd say saw the sights. Did not knock over all the motorcycles like Pee Wee and Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
Did not do that. No, that would have been a bad idea. We did see one of those Tesla. We saw one of those Tesla hatchbacks that have the DeLorean style doors open up.
We were eye level with a lot of tall people with fake bosoms.
We also got picked up in an Uber cab that was murked out. It was like a murked out Honda Accord.
Playing like Ja Rule,
like,
J. Cole, went back. There was an Aaliyah tune, right? Oh no, that was a duet, right?
No, that was the Ja Rule.
That's
There's another one.
Popular.
I'm saying there's some good stuff in there.
I haven't got you. I don't know. That's my job. That's all I got for Ja Rule.
Yeah, we had some good.
If you give it to me,
That's it.
We had some good journeys in there, and of course, everyone was happy to talk about Austin and tell us, share a little bit of stuff along the way, which I feel like maybe I do too much of in New York. I don't need to volunteer so much local lore to people, especially because I don't drive a cab. I don't ever have them captive like that.
Yeah.
Maybe if you ask me for directions, then I can volunteer you this much local lore. But I'm gonna dial it back this summer. I'm just gonna keep my local lore to myself.
You gotta. It's a library. You gotta keep it stocked up,
limber,
stacked and stocked.
Yeah, keep the stacks stocked.
Keep the stacks stocked.
And how many? Did you meet any podcast listeners, perchance? Any Austin?
I think we made some new podcast listeners. We did a panel. We did a panel at Google Fiber, and there were a lot of kids who came to the audience who were old Nick fans, and
they wanted to check out the podcast.
That was one of the only times that we had a question, and that was the only time we had a question and answer session. We did some press interviews and stuff, but this was one that we did a question and answer session with the public, and they had good questions and came up and met us afterwards, and we took some pictures and stuff and told a few kids about the podcast. So, we're hoping to get some more. You guys better show up.
We met a girl named Hannah who had a dog named Pete named after us.
Very cool.
So we asked her which one, and she wouldn't say. She just said
that puts
Pete.
her in a corner.
Oh yeah, I said to Hannah, "What did you name your daughter?" And it meant she was supposed to be her dog. I said Hannah and Hannah. Because I always have babies on the brain.
Because you got a baby on the brain.
Baby.
Yeah, she just turned 8 months old.
Nice.
And so I figured I would take a picture with him again in the same spot, like about a week after he came home from the hospital.
That's in the Gerard jersey, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, in his namesake, and a cute fucker keeps crawling and stuff.
It's only a matter of time. He's gonna be running.
He's sitting up and things and clapping.
8 months, he's pretty animated.
I was so happy to see him. Happy to get. I mean, we had so much fun in Austin. Like, met great people, ate fine food. I don't know if I've eaten that many great consecutive meals before. You know what I mean? Like,
it was winter after winter after winter.
I'll manage to find a shitty. Even on vacation, I'll manage to fuck something up. Those were so many good meals in a row. I managed to jump in a pool and meshless without mid-out mesh, and had a nice
first
class ticket back to New York and didn't die.
Nickelodeon gave us business class. Each way, which is pretty sweet.
I'm saying I didn't kill myself, getting there or getting back or fighting somebody for a taxi. Any of that stuff felt so great, and then to see G was just like, so happy.
That's what it's all about.
I just was so happy.
Can't wait till we start talking. We can get him on the pod.
It warms my heart to hear you say that stuff, Mike.
Yeah, I'm gonna start crying this morning almost. I was just so happy to see him. And it's hot, so it could have been sweat near my eyes.
Why is it hot?
because we're not going to talk about the weather. We brought the weather back. We brought the weather back with us from Austin.
Yeah, it is humid.
Did you have any cool seatmates on your flights? I had a bunch of redheads.
No, I didn't.
In my rows,
I didn't talk to anyone next to me. They were both people were sort of like quiet and mildly standoffish. But on the way out, the guy I was sitting next to was watching Fox News for real the whole time, and I was just kind of like
taking it seriously. He was watching Fox News and not scoffing and like get a load of this.
No.
It's an entertainment channel. It's an entertainment channel.
And I was watching the hockey game, but I would keep flipping back, and like when I would flip to another channel when they were on like commercial, I would just go to CNN and I would just see if he would look. Because it was just so funny because it's just like he's watching Shepard Smith. I'm like, oh god.
You know, I'm gonna stop right there and say Shepard Smith's one of the good ones.
I know, but but he's still. He's not one of.
He's one of the good ones because he's the one that. He's the one that Fox
he's the one
News
guy that
viewers
called
hate.
him out. Yes,
I like the guys that Fox News viewers hate. Juan Williams and Shepard Smith. It's not like I even agree with Juan Williams that much, but he loves to.
Hold on. Let me stop. Let me go back. Here's over there watching Tucker Carlson.
Gotta die.
Okay.
Fucking pull the fucking the door open and then wedge his fucking body in the hole.
I'll give Shep Smith a break because you're right, but still.
Well, as quickly as Fox News anchors are dropping, you probably should give him a break. He might be next.
It's okay. Come over to NBC with Megyn Kelly. It'll be great.
Well, gents. I guess we should start wrapping it up here. Do we
have any plugs? Do we have any queso plugs?
Oh, queso. Yeah, you could shout out.
Do we have any green chili queso plugs?
Shout out to Perla's restaurant in Austin. Shout out to Torchy's Tacos. Shout out to Guero's Tacos. And shout out to
the Continental Club.
Ranch 616, Continental Club.
Ann's Ice Cream.
The Hotel San Juan. And the Hotel Van Zant.
Wow. Well,
and the ice cream.
If you...
this kid ate a lot of ice cream with his favorite cookie crunched into it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And Biscoff, coincidentally.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Is that a brand you don't hate?
That could be another $1 billion idea.
Can you hate on one brand tonight before we leave?
It's been quite some time.
It's tough. We're starting to troll for sponsorship. We're starting to troll for sponsorship.
How was Delta?
I'm kind of pissed at them because they just caved.
They pulled out. Yeah,
they just caved on their sponsorship of the public theater because people can't take a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Well, can't take satire.
Get over it.
Not even a joke. It's freedom of speech, man.
I'll find a brand for you to hate. I hate. Can I hate Voodoo Donuts again? Just because I was reminded that they existed because they were in Austin. Did they start in Austin or in Portland?
What?
I just saw a Voodoo Donuts box this weekend. I was reminded that I didn't like them.
I thought they started.
Okay, guys,
so
we don't hate. No, we don't. We don't.
They were really good.
Voodoo Donuts gave us great donuts.
Yeah, but
and I got a T-shirt that I ended up having to throw out because
he's too
moldy.
fat. Here, we'll say it again at the same time. Ready?
One.
Because it's too moldy.
Too fat.
I
like that you're starting it with a fat joke and ending it with you're end capping it with one as well.
Fucking asshole.
I like milk.
Just because I maybe gained 5 pounds over the weekend. I'm still wearing large T-shirts, Mike.
The Voodoo Donuts had Captain Crunch in them that cut open my hard palate.
Right.
That's true. I willingly chose that donut too, like an idiot.
You did.
Yeah. Hey, that was a long time ago.
It was. Maybe we'll have to go back and see if Voodoo Donuts will do it for you in a different way.
Gross.
Get the Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, I'd like to see some more new cities, so thank you guys if you have ideas.
Well, yeah.
Speaking of that,
Patreon.
If you control any venues, let us know.
You don't have to control anything.
No,
all you have to do is go to our Patreon, and if you like what you hear and you want to see us come to your city,
we were thinking of coming on tour.
A good first step is to do that.
Patreon.com/TTF Danny and Mike. And we have a poll up there on which cities to visit, and you can add yours in there and have people vote on it, and whatever the vote gets is where we're going.
Akron, Ohio, whatever.
Whatever.
Not Akron.
Akron, Ohio, or whatever.
Not Akron.
It's pretty good. See, this is stuff we should be putting on the soundboard. You know what I mean? Like, there's...
We got to get on that.
Anyway,
Get on a soundboard.
Anyway, fellas, ladies.
Well, before we go, just want to say that we're part of the Feral Audio Podcasting Collective, and very happy to be. They have some great content. Check out feralaudio.com, or if you have a couple bucks, you can donate it on their website. Or if you want to shop on Amazon, you can give a look-see on their website, and you can shop through their portal. That way, all the money goes to the artists that make these podcasts, and so happy to do so. This guy right here is Michael C. Morona, his Twitter, at Michael C. Morona, and to his right, Danny Tamborelli, who is at D Tamborelli, and I am
or Danny Tamborelli on Instagram, because that's what I do most of my stuff on. Sorry.
Gross.
It's been changed to Insta, yeah. And I am at Remy Ballin, and that's going to wrap us up for this episode, this beautiful, beautiful episode.
Yeah, I'm going to go take a day and a half nap to...
He's going to do a cleanse nap. That's where you cleanse and nap at the same time.
Truth be told, we didn't talk about this after Chicago, but
Caitlin took you aside and said...
No, I did. Because Chicago was rough, too. Chicago was just another really fun time where I just drank and ate a lot because I could, and between when I came home Monday and leaving on Thursday, I was on a little mini cleanse where I just ate like vegetables and quinoa, and I did a whole day of juicing just to try to like...
This doesn't seem different from your usual routine.
No, I do a full day of juice and not eating anything but quinoa and vegetables. I don't do that every day. I have that one meal a day of that. I don't do juice.
I'm sorry. Those two things sound like 2/3 of your meals anyway.
Well, they're not, because juice isn't part of my meal any day.
Smoothie.
Unless I'm doing...
Smoothie.
That's not a juice.
It's not. They're different.
It's eating...
Right. A juice is $5. A smoothie is $12.
Glad we could clear this up. Those juices are very expensive, I will say
those
that.
Juices
and that's probably why I haven't
They're
cleansed.
$10.99 of fucking... They're $11 for a juice.
It's a lot,
and
but
you have
they're
to
delicious.
drink, and you have to drink 4 of them in a day.
Yeah.
So...
Do the math.
Yeah, whatever, man. That's what $44 for a day to not is not really that much in the grand scheme of things.
In the grand scheme, and it makes you feel better.
If you're eating a $15 breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which a $15 breakfast is a little excessive. I will give you that. Well, that's bad too. You need to get your metabolism going in the morning. Okay.
Well,
I've been experimenting with not eating breakfast, and by experimenting I mean I've been not buying enough food.
you don't have the laundry, you don't have enough food.
Oh no, I did. I'm good. No, I'm good with the laundry. I hung it up.
Great.
And so I was operating on less meals a day and feeling a little bit faint. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to all the meals.
Maybe I'll get up and eat breakfast. I never have liked it. I don't know. I just don't. I feel sick in the morning.
What do you mean? Like, did you get like assaulted by the honey nut Cheerios bee?
Aunt Jemima did some pretty...
Hit you with a frying pan?
Yep. No, I just never have liked it. But anyway, that's been our recipe corner, our health corner to wrap up the episode.
I was just trying to say that I'll be...
you just crush a quarter cup of flaxseed.
I'll be eating a little lighter the next week or so.
Right. Even it out a little bit. Yeah.
It's worth it.
Well, thanks so much for tuning in. Check out our Patreon campaign, patreon.com/Danny and Mike, or Twitter @Danny and Mike with the N spelled out. Or, you know what? I'll plug it again. I have a new podcast called Fresh Beef. Check that out, freshbeefpodcast.com. Thanks so much for listening.
Bye.
The Adventures of Danny and Mike stars Danny Tamborelli and Michael C. Morona. The show is produced by Jeremy Ballin. The podcast is part of the Feral Audio Podcasting Collective and can be found on their website at feralaudio.com. For more information on the guys, visit our website at dannyandmike.com. Also, look us up on Twitter @Danny and Mike with the N spelled out, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Adventures of Danny and Mike. Thanks for listening.